Hi, this is Eileen from Eileen's Kitchen Table, and I'd like to welcome you to Eileen's online cookery course. I realise that it's probably the first time you've done an online cookery class, but don't worry, we'll all work together, we'll have a bit of fun along the way, and we'll end up with some tasty dishes for you to eat. I'd like to let you know that you can pause at any time during the class and restart when you catch up. So, today we're making yogurt crunch, and you can have yogurt crunch for your breakfast, you can have it for a dessert, or you can just have it for a little treat any time of the day. So the first thing we do is we put on the oven at 200 and let it be heating up. We are going to take out our ingredients. So what we need is yogurt, which is in the fridge. And Greek style yogurt is always the best. We need some muesli and some honey, which I keep here in this press. Now, and I keep this in a box so that it doesn't spill. And the last thing we need is some fruit. So I'm going to get my fruit bowl. Now you can use any fruit you have, but I have bananas and strawberries and grapes. So now what equipment do we need? We need 2 glasses. You can use an ordinary drinking glass, or I happen to have these, so I'm going to use these today. We need a teaspoon, a butter knife and a sharp knife. A butter knife, teaspoon, and a sharp knife. And always hold your sharp knife with your by the handle. We need an oven tray. Any small one, it doesn't have to be a big one like this. Any small oven tray is fine. We need our wooden our chopping board, which is here, and we have a timer hidden here. And the last thing we need is some greaseproof paper. Okay, so that's everything we need to make our yogurt crunch. Now, we get our oven tray, and we don't need a scissors. We're just going to tear off some greaseproof paper, and we're going to pop that in around here, like that. Now, so we just need a little sprinkling of muesli, not a big pile, just a little sprinkling of muesli. If you don't have muesli, you can use porridge oats and maybe a few sultanas or something like that. So there's loads, and I'm going to put my clothes peg back on, and that will stop it spilling. And we're putting that in the oven now for 5 minutes. Now, the next thing we have to do is we have to set our timer for 5 minutes. So it doesn't matter what timer you use. You can use your phone or you can use a timer. I have this for ages and ages and ages. So that's our timer. It's going in for 5 minutes, and it's going to get a bit crunchy. While that's in the oven, what we're going to do is we're going to cut our fruit. So we're going to have 4 or 5 strawberries, because we're going to make 2. So we'll say about 2 strawberries each. 3 and 4. And we're just going to slice them or chop them, it doesn't matter, into nice bite-sized pieces. That's enough strawberries. Now, we're only going to need about half a banana. So we're going to cut that off. And here we go. Chop our banana the same thing. Okay, so there's our banana. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to use some grapes. Now, I would recommend that you get used to cutting grapes up, because then if some small person comes along and goes to eat it, they'll be safe. Oh, now what am I putting that in there for? Back you go there. So that's plenty grapes. So what we're going to do is we're going to chop them long way. So you're going from the longest and you're going to chop them that way. And that way they're not a choking hazard for children. Okay? Now, we're just chopping those. As long as you have them, it's because they're a circle, or whatever that word would be. We'll call them a little sphere, maybe. That they could get stuck in someone's throat. So we're always going to cut them in half. Okay, so there we go. Now, we're going to get our glass and we're going to come along and we're going to pop some fruit in to both glasses. So we're just going to mix it up a bit. A few strawberries, a few pieces of grapes, a few pieces of banana, and strawberries again, and grapes again. And we're just going to keep going until we have them all done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get just 1 tub of yogurt. And I really like the vanilla yogurts. Or you could use strawberry yogurt. The natural one isn't as nice. So we're going to get our spoon. We're just going to spoon that about half into each. Okay. And let it fall wherever it lands. And there we go. Now, that's it. Just make sure maybe that you have your banana covered, because the banana will go black if you're not eating for a few minutes. So there's that. Now, we have to wait for the minute. What are we going to do while we're waiting for the minute? I have an idea. Wait till I get a biro. I'll be back. Now, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a banana. Does that look like anything apart from a banana? So, what we're doing is we're going to tidy them up and we're going to cut this bit here, the hard bit over here. Oh, there's yogurt on my spoon. Oh well, the yogurt on my spoon. Just cutting a little bit of that out there, right? And then we're going to get a biro. Do you know what a match is? You know what a match is? And a little biro here. And my biro won't work on my banana now, but that's anyway. So we'll try again. Now, does it look even slightly like a little dolphin? Maybe. Now, we only had to leave those muesli in the oven for 5 minutes. So we're going to take those out now. Taking them out. I should have cleared this first, silly me. And we're going to close the oven door and knock off the oven because we're finished with the oven. Okay? And always use your oven glove, and if you don't have an oven glove, make sure and use a dry tea towel, because if the tea towel is damp, you'll get burnt. So, we're just going to put 1 bit of a dash of honey on there, and then we're going to get a big spoon. Can't have everything already all the time. And we're going to use our tea towel to hold that tray, because the tray is still warm. And we're just going to cover that muesli with honey. Okay, And there we go. Now, you can't eat this yet because the honey needs time to cool, and when it cools, it's going to become all crunchy, 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 and it's going to be gorgeous. So we're going to pop that in there, and I had a little cloth. We're just going to give that a wipe, and we're going to put the muesli on there, a little bit of dried banana. Never did anyone any harm. And here we go. And we are nearly done. Now remember, you have to give this a few minutes, because if you eat it now, your honey won't have made your lovely muesli all crunchy. So there we go. Now, so what are we going to do while we're waiting for 5 minutes? One of the first rules, sorry, am I making noise? Sorry. One of the first rules I have is that we cannot eat unless we have washed up and tidied up. It's nobody's job. If somebody wants to help you, that's fine, but whoever is cooking is in charge of getting the kitchen back. So, bin. And this is still clean, so that can go back in the press. This is still clean because we had the paper on it, so that's still perfectly clean. We're putting our cutlery over at the sink for washing later. We'll wash it now in a few minutes. Or sharp knife over. You never put a sharp knife in the sink, because if, God forbid, there was water in the sink, you mightn't see the knife and you could cut yourself. So you always leave it beside the sink, all your cutlery. So we're putting our honey. I do keep anything that spills. I have a few little boxes like this, and I do keep them in it to save them spilling all over the press and to save Eileen giving out. So honey and muesli back in the press. Here it goes. Banana, Flipper, back in the bowl. There you go, Flipper. I bet you don't remember Flipper. And this is going to be for my lunch. And we are all tidied up. Just have to get a cloth. Quick wipe. Quick wipe. Well, aren't we the best? Aren't we the best? What are we doing? 5 minutes and we have something lovely made. So quick wipe down. Timer away. Fruit bowl gone. And the last thing we have to do is put our yogurt back in the fridge that we didn't use. And now you can think about eating your yogurt crunch.